Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Avera Nova. I'll be hosting the show today as Jolt is not available. And of course, we have our next host, Noble.
Yay, it's Saturday.
Well, Saturday for you. It's Friday for the rest of the non upside down world.
Was that your intro music?
No, that was a message. Never mind that. Anyways, next on the show we have someone who we have not seen in a long time, and man, I'm so glad you're back. We got Inu.
The prodigal son returns.
Oh man, great to see you again.
It's great to be back.
Right on, buddy. All right, so we're gonna have a pretty freaking awesome show for you guys tonight. Noble, you want to get into our first topic?
Yep. And I'm just going to share it.
Oh
Hmm. All right, so as many of us nerd fans out there have probably heard, Pokemon series is saying goodbye to Ash Ketchum. Pokemon
Now,
animated series will say goodbye to Ash Ketchum after 25 years, with the series focusing on a new protagonist. So,
what's interesting is that originally, I believe it was not, was it ORA? I think it was Diamond and Pearl, or the one prior to that, where originally they were going to uh, kick Ash off the show and go
what?
with a whole new theme. But that didn't happen due to the backlash from all the fans. So instead, they just continued on as is. And it looks like now they're trying again, or at least the Pokemon Company International, to get rid of Ash and try to go in a different sort of thing. If you ever watch Pokemon Chronicles, it was sort of like an offshoot of the series, and it looks like they're doing that again in 2020.
hmm.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. In the original Pokemon, when Ash first, when he first hit the scene and he's like, this is our new character, this is Ash Ketchum. Let's give him 10 years old. After 25, he'd be 35-year old.
Yeah, he should be an adult.
He never changed, has he?
No, but that's because he wished on the Ho-Oh that he would live forever as a Pokemon trainer. You guys know that conspiracy theory. Come on, we've all heard it.
I don't know Pokemon that much, but if they gave him a little facial hair or something and make him look older, maybe a little goatee.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think that they were. I don't think that this was a serialized thing to the point where he would be aging and actually getting towards an end. I think they wanted to continue this forever, and like it's always Ash, doing his thing. Like I don't think he was ever meant to age. You know?
So, as a boombox put it, they're going to kill off Ash. What the fuck? It's like, yes, they are. They've tried to
Yeah.
do it once. They're finally trying to. They've actually inserted themselves into doing it. I believe when it started was a couple years ago, when the movies for the actual Pokemon franchise stopped being a part of the actual TV show or the anime and switched off to something else.
Hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see how the momentum goes. Now, you are going to have kids that are going to sit down and watch this. If this is on live television, it's going to be seen. It'll be interesting to see how this moves forward with the whole streaming service. I can imagine people who are really into the actual game and themselves watching it. But other than that, I mean, really?
I don't understand the business decision behind this. What were they think? Did they think that they might have ran out of ideas for Ash and they just wanted to start anew and try to like just use the nostalgia of the franchise with their new product? Or like was this their only option? Like why would they
Well,
do this?
it's already established. They're probably getting tired of Ash. I mean, Ash originally was like, as it says in here, Brock and Misty were sort of like the three gang that ended up going for several seasons.
Yeah.
but they got rid of Misty. If I recall, it was so that Ash could have a new love interest, but we all saw how that went.
Yeah, that didn't work out very
That
well.
was always funny.
Oh my goodness. Don't even.
Anyway, the Pokemon Company has announced that Ash Ketchum will no longer be part of the Pokemon animated series starting from the show's next season. In recent episodes, the animated series that aired in Japan, Ash became the strongest Pokemon trainer in the world, leaving little elsewhere for the character to go in his journey to become a Pokemon master. Now, that's taking the original storyline. I'm curious if they've actually brought his father in or they've answered who Ash's father is. Because if they leave that as unanswered, it's going to piss off a lot of long term fans.
Oh yeah.
A new trailer released today confirms that soon one final mini series will air, with 11 episodes bringing a close to Ash and Pikachu's storyline. A press release provided by the Pokemon Company has said that episodes will feature a fan favorite and characters including Misty and Brock, and they'll provide a glimpse into what will happen next for Ash and Pikachu. I'm guessing he's going to be making his own appearances in the show every now and then, and we'll probably see him old with a beard. So, Ash with a beard gut. That'll be
No,
funny.
okay. Actually, that was another avenue that I thought that they could go to. What if they made like a new anime, right, where Ash is like older, and they make it like more of, I don't know, like a teen based, or I don't know, like adult based kind of anime, right? So Ash is like an adult and doing his crazy thing, and it's more of like, I don't know.
I can see
Uh,
that. I can see that because, okay, like I just said, if Ash was 10 years old and now he'd be 35 because 25 years, well, everyone else that watched him when he was 10 years old was also 10 years old, and now we're all 35 years old.
Yeah, yo, I'd love to see a show about like what he's doing now. Like he's a Pokemon master, right? Like he's probably been all kinds of crazy adventures. Man, I don't know. Like what is Ash doing right now at our age? That'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah. Sort of like the Karate Kid from the 1980s, and now we're watching Cobra Kai.
Yeah, right?
It's like, okay,
so,
we know them all from the Karate Kid. We know because LaRusso was the kid and the other one was the bully. Well, now we're seeing because they're all grown up. This guy owns a car dealership. That guy is a bum. Okay, wow, that's really cool. We can
I
we can see the same thing for Ash Ketchum.
I don't read the manga much. I mean, I used to read it when I was a kid, but I haven't read it for a very long time. From what I understand, initially there was a manga with Ash in it, and then what started happening is that each time there was a new generation, the characters from the game were given their own cartoon or their own little manga so you can read. I'm assuming that's what they're doing with this, and Boombox does a good one. Ash joins Team Rocket. That would be funny.
Oh, stop it. Wait, what? That'd be bonkers, man. Yeah, Ash is like, whatever. And just actually does that.
One thing's for sure, although they won't be focused on the next major series of the animated series. Instead, the series will introduce two new protagonists. Is that Loki and Roy? Who will seemingly have a Spaghettio and Furoka. I can't even pronounce those.
No, they're called Rico and Roy. Yeah, so Rico's the girl and Roy is the guy.
I know
So
a
these are like
by the
new
name of Rico.
protagonists.
So they're not going with someone from the actual game series then.
That seems like these are just two totally new characters I've never heard of. So
They
Liko
might
and
have been in the
Roy,
manga, but
their journey through the Paldea region. Huh.
I'm okay with this. I mean, I don't follow Pokemon too much. I'm okay with it, but I'm not thrilled with it.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't actually keep running with a series with Ash in it and just start spinning off other shows. Because, I mean, have you seen what they've been doing with the Pokemon games?
Yeah, that's actually a very good point, Noble. They
They
could have just continued with the show, but also, yeah, the spin-offs too, like at the same time would have been, yeah, that could have worked.
they could have like tripled or quadrupled the amount of animators they have on staff, or OLM, if that's the company that still makes it,
You know what I wonder
and
though?
produced like 2 or 3 other cartoons or animes to just keep the momentum going.
I
It
wonder
would have
if
been
they could have
funny.
done that. Yeah, it would have been.
Ash Ketchum and his trusty partner Pokemon Pikachu have been a magistry of the animated series since it first premiered in Japan in 1997. Oh, I remember Does anyone remember that episode where Pikachu ended up sending a bunch of kids to hospital with seizures?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Classic.
And that that actually killed the anime at the time.
Yeah, yeah. That was pretty bonkers.
The two of them have traveled to over 8 different regions in the Pokemon world, defeated dozens of gym leaders, and completed countless competitions and tournaments. Defeated dozens of gym leaders. That's a good one. Ash has either gotten sympathy from the gym leader, shown him enough that he can actually, he should be given the badge, or done something to receive it. I mean, yeah, fine. Occasionally he's won battles and stuff, but I mean, the best series they had was Black and White. Unfortunately, they got really, what was it? If I recall, they got a lot of flack for making a serious show, and then the series just sort of went downhill from then. But yeah. Did you want to catch the next couple of paragraphs, Avira?
Yeah, where are we at?
Just the top of the page here where it says the new series.
The new series will focus on Liko and Roy as they journey through the Pelder region, which is the region introduced in the recent Pokemon games Scarlet and Violet, which just came out recently. It's unknown if these new protagonists will stick around beyond the next season, or if future seasons and regions in the show will feature the new lead characters too. So yeah, this is basically how they're going to be replacing Ash as these Liko and Roy. So the Pokemon franchise has had a bit of a rocky time lately, with the latest games being the lowest rated ever.
Oof.
Okay. Hold on a second. That does make sense. It says while the games still hold a fairly respectable score of 72 out of 100 on score aggregator website Metacritic, that does make them the worst reviewed games in the series history. And here's the thing, guys. Before I read the rest of this, I think I get why they're saying this. Maybe the reason that they were bored with Ash or whatever, it was because Pokemon was kind of getting old. It's been a long time, and people are just getting bored with it. I think this was kind of a radical change that I think, as a business decision, they probably had to do that in order to, I don't know, revitalize the franchise, maybe try to make some more money because their ratings were going down. Because this is crazy, the fact that it was really that low. I mean, Pokemon is still really big, it's very recognized, but I guess it's just not as popular as it used to be. Part of that is because the new Pokemon games arrived buggy and broken. When they were released last month, players complained about a huge amount of bugs, performance issues, and broken features. Have you guys ever played the games, noticed it? I don't know.
It seems that they've had a lot of backlash from this too, to the point where in the past they've been, oh, we're not going to change this. Then they've made changes, especially with Sword and Shield. And now it's, all these problems, we are going to fix them. The gameplay itself, I've only played the first half hour just to get to a save point. so I'm able to get the prizes and the like handouts that they give up until you can use. It's not Pokemon Bank, is it? It's Pokemon Central or something. So I can transfer the ones in that I want to be able to play with. I mean, there's just no point in me playing through the game if I can't get the Pokemon that I want, and that's only if they're available in the game. So it's
Yeah, good point.
Pokemon's the when they've made the games, they've always done it in a certain style. So they've had certain features in one series of games. But the problem is they've continued with that, thinking that, oh, we can cut back, but unfortunately, it's just sort of made things really bad for them. And I'm seriously wondering what exactly is the reason why they were so careless with the series. I mean, the latest game they released, and this thing with the series, it makes you wonder if streaming's just thrown everything up sideways and all over the place.
Well, as far as
But
the
then again,
series, as far as the series goes, and like I said, I don't watch it. But I do watch other series that had their characters replaced with other characters of the same exact name and trying to be the same exact story. At least they're replacing them with original characters. In my opinion, that's okay. I'm not angry about them replacing the original character um with someone different. You know, it's not some new player coming in and acting to try and fill Ash Ketchum's shoes. And no, there's new characters that have nothing to do with Ash, and I'm okay with that because it leaves room for Ash Ketchum's legacy to be carried on.
Man, you absolutely said just what I was thinking right now.
Am I wrong though?
No, you're not. Think about the comparison between something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, right, and Korra.
Yeah,
It's pretty similar. Like, it's still the Avatar series, but there's a new Avatar, right? Instead of Aang, now it's Korra. So instead of Ash, now it's this new person, Rico and Roy or whatever.
I can say so many things that's probably not YouTube friendly, but I'll close my mouth.
No, I mean, like, think about it. Like, I guess series do that kind of.
It's all right. The only thing I'm going to say, I can say this: Spider-Man, but that was different because they're like multiverse and stuff like that. But
That's a good example too, because Tobey Maguire, but also
yes,
Andrew Garfield. I mean, Andrew Garfield was a pretty good Spider-Man, I gotta say.
nah, Tobey Maguire was the only Spider-Man for me. Michael Keaton was my only favorite Batman. Everyone else after him, no, it should have been Keaton the whole way through.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, for Ash Ketchum, they're replacing him with someone completely different who's not pretending to fill Ash's shoes. That's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
my
Like,
humble opinion.
it's a different series essentially. Like, I don't even consider it to be the same show.
That's just my opinion. I'm okay with that.
I agree. Like, it's really not the same thing. Yeah, it's totally like it's a different show in my opinion. If it's not with the main guys that run it, like,
As far as the Pokemon video games, the only one I've ever played was Pokemon Stadium. I think it was on Game Boy. It was on Game Boy Color, like the second version of the original Game Boy.
yeah,
Pokemon Stadium was the Nintendo 64's game.
Ah,
Not
that's the one. It was Nintendo 64. It wasn't Game Boy. It was. You're right, because I went to a yard sale and I bought a Nintendo 64 for like $10, and it came with a bunch of games like Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, Gex. I was lucky enough to find Conker's Bad Fur Day 64. I love that game.
nice.
Let's move on to the next story, shall we? Hang on.
Alrighty.
What am I doing?
Just
This isn't working. Technical issues. Just a sec.
any questions, concerns from the audience?
Nah, just a bunch of people chatting about Ash.
Ah.
Boombox. Ash quits getting money from his mom and gets a job working for Team Rocket by.
Why? Because
Pokemon
Pokemon
are
are worth money.
Yeah, at that point, he's probably like, all right, Pikachu, sorry, but Jesse just offered me like $30,000 to pay off my student loan, so I'm just gonna go sell you Pikachu,
He
and
doesn't have
go do that.
student loans because he was running around like a feral child. Anyway, the thing is, Ash didn't get money from his parents. The Pokemon gyms and battles, they actually pay a fair amount when you win, even if you stumble through it.
Real quick, Pikachu never evolved. I just realized that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he needs a Thunderstone.
yeah, but if Pikachu evolved, he would be a different creature. Like it
He'd
wouldn't
like
be the same
Raichu or
thing.
something.
No, well, think about Charmander. Charmander loved Ash, and then when he became
Charizard?
Charizard, like he hated him, like he didn't respect him at all. It was crazy, like it was a different character.
Oh
So
my
I
god,
think
I remember
it
that.
right. So I think if Pikachu were to evolve into Raichu, it wouldn't be Pikachu anymore. It's something else. Like it's a different creature entirely.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have that same connection at all. It would be a different thing.
Different personality. You're a rebellious
Yeah.
teen now. You're not the innocent little Pikachu. You're a teenager and you're rebellious, and you can't tell me what to do. You're not.
I mean, it happened. It happened with Charmander, and that was a crazy thing. Like that's why if Pikachu ever evolved, that's what I think in Pikachu theory that would probably happen.
You're not wrong.
Well, let's take a look at the next story for our today's show because
Shall we?
Here we go. Member Pass preview details announced for Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood. So the first news is that there's now Nintendo World in America, and we have details on the passes, which you have to wonder if they're going to go down the Disney path. Because, man, that was a roller coaster.
No, definitely.
Universal Studios has announced Member Pass preview details for Super Nintendo World before the official grand opening. The past member preview dates are January 29, 30, 31st, February the 3rd, 4th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, which I have no idea why that means anything. The advance online reservations is required. Reservations are limited and available on the first come, first serve basis. So the internet's basically going to screw that up, something shocking.
Ever try to reserve a room for a convention? Yeah.
Yeah, pray to whatever god that you believe in. If you're an atheist, there's a flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, you're looking to get into like.
I have to remember to get a catapult. That reminds me. Reservations will be open here, which it's some kind of link I'm not going to put my mouse over, starting January 5th, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. So I'm pretty sure that server's going to be under attack at that point.
Yeah, just like FWA and Anthrocon and Midwest Fur Fest and Fur Fright. Just break the server with like 10 million people at one time.
Oh boy, yeah, that's happened. My goodness.
Check-in will be located at the Global Gardens located outside the park on the pathway between, is that Frankenstein pathway?
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Security entrance. Oh, right. Universal. Forgot. Universal is recommending pass members check in an hour before a lot of reservation window, and an annual pass confirmation reservation email is required to enter the preview. During the preview, members will be able to enjoy access to the park during regular opening park hours for pass members who may be blacked out on event dates.
Like on Halloween or Thanksgiving, those are blackout dates.
Opportunity to preview Super Nintendo World before the official grand opening to the general public. Okay, so this is getting in before everyone else. But everyone else is going to be in anyway. Wait, did I skip that? Yep. Access to ride the Mario Kart. Ooh, that's actually going to be an interesting one. Bowser's Challenge. Vera, do you think that ride might break in the first day?
Guarantee.
Well, I was thinking if they're gonna have a Super Mario Park and they want to have like Super Mario Kart like racing game, it should be like a really crazy go-kart arena, probably like one of the biggest in the world. That's legal and safe or whatever. But like if they really wanted to go about this, that would be the way to go, right? Like, can you imagine riding like go-karts, like freaking crazy, kind of like playing Mario Kart, right?
I unfortunately have to look at the sadder side of the human race and believe that people are just going to screw it up.
No, I mean, like it would be regulated, like it would be safe, but it would be like super fun. Like one of the like a giant skate park or something, or like one of the biggest rolling rinks in the world. I don't know.
Can I tell you what I'm thinking in my mind?
What?
I'm thinking that, okay, let's do the Super Mario Kart. They're going to be on rails controlled by some guy in the office behind the wall. And when you want to throw like a turtle shell at someone, you're going to have some kind of little LED screen in front of you, and you're going to see a turtle shell go into the person next to you or in front of you on your screen that's in front of you. Because
yeah, so like it won't be real.
Yeah, sort of like the Buzz Lightyear ride.
And yeah, that'd be cool. Sure, like let's do that. Like I think that'd be a really fun ride. Like if that's what they want to do with Mario Kart, sure. That's probably a better, safer option than what I suggested about the go-karts.
So looking at the picture at the top, to answer your question, Inu, it looks like they are stationary and it's all, a little thing you sit in and you just roll around.
Yeah, and there's some kind of rail system that they're all hooked up to, sort of like a roller coaster. You're right.
Is this like the Men in Black ride, where like you would shoot the aliens and get scores and whatnot? You know that, like Universal Studios?
Interactive.
Yeah.
We've got access to selected retailers, food and beverage locations within the land. So I'm guessing it's going to be one of those things where only some of the food vendors are going to be available to, go and get stuff from. Okay, I have to put this one up. Inspiring a new generation of dangerous drivers. How do you pronounce that name? Mylent?
Mint. Yeah.
Mint.
Oh yeah, good point, dude.
Keep in mind the past member preview is a technical. And my brain just died on me.
Where are you?
So it says keep in mind.
Keep in mind that the past member preview is a technical rehearsal, also known as a soft opening, and is subject to occasional delays, closures, or even cancellations. In the event of a cancellation, the past member preview will not be rescheduled. They have past members looking to utilize the interactive feature of Super Nintendo World can pick a power-up band at a variety of retail locations at Universal Studios Hollywood. What?
So one-up factor, feature presentation, Universal Studio Store, character shop, and Super Nintendo World Store, Universal City Walk. So what it sounds like, it might be for the road, or it just might be some fancy little tag that you can have on you to show that you were at Universal Studios.
Bragging rights. Yay.
Well, I think
that never goes down well.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think the most important one here is it says that Super Nintendo World will officially open on February 17th in 2023. So that's just a few months away, and features the groundbreaking Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge Ride, which, man, that does sound pretty cool, as well as many thrilling and interactive activities, along with themed dining at the Toadstool Cafe and shopping.
So I take an
So,
issue with that because for the Switch you could buy like a little go kart and actually play it in person in your living room.
yeah, true.
Oh, it's just an upscale version of that.
I mean, this is their marketing, that they're trying to advertise this as something crazy.
I love the live comment that Boombox made. They're like, "How many turtle shells do I get?" So I'm just like, "Boombox, you only get one blue shell, but you can purchase additional shells for $39.99 each." Come on, you know they're gonna do something like that if it
Oh,
happens.
hell yeah. Whoops. You have to admit, they're going to make money some way. I mean, come on.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure people are going to pay for this. Hell,
Well,
I'm kind of curious.
unfortunately, we've got Disney to blame for half of this stuff because they've sort of hit the rock bottom. And man, are they going down hard.
Yeah.
But Universal, they're still doing quite well for a theme park, aren't they? They're not sort of struggling in a...
Actually, yeah, they have somehow been coming back pretty well. I mean, not their stock has been, well, it's difficult to say, but overall, I think Disney parks are doing all right. We've
It's
definitely
such,
seen an uptick in viewers, visitors recently.
it's such a balancing act because both Disney and Universal have parks in both California and Florida.
Mhm.
And I mean, with COVID restrictions, let's stay with COVID restrictions. California way more strict than Florida.
Oh yeah.
So, is this going to be in California or Florida with this new Nintendo World, or is it going to be both?
So, if I go back to it.
Because if they want to play their cards right, I think they would better. They'd be better. No, you said Hollywood, so that's California. Sorry, having a little bit of a brain fart.
I get a lot of those.
Yeah, as far as like COVID restrictions, California is still pretty strict, whereas Florida is pretty much wide open now. And then you've got wokeness. I mean, you've got California and you've got Florida.
And you also have a multi-billion-dollar corporation called Disney, and
You,
there is no way in the world that they're going to let things like a pandemic or regulations stop them from making profit. So of course they're going to try to bounce back from this. We've seen it. That's what Disney's doing right now.
Just give it time.
couple of shows
Just
ago,
do for a while.
I remember. I think Jolt was talking. I forgot who he was talking with. Something about Disney selling out to Apple.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah,
we're
Apple.
desperate.
I think it's Apple's going to buy Disney at some point, or some other major company's going to buy Disney.
And I'm like, oh
Crazy.
wow, what irony! The Apple, the sign, the one thing from that kind of sort of made Disney very famous with Snow White. Apple, the poison apple that was supposed to kill Snow White.
Oh boy.
I think the poison came from Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got Disney is definitely bigger than Universal. But Universal is fun because it's a little more adult oriented as well.
Are we talking like full-on pornographic stuff here, or are we just talking like your general?
No. Hush. I mean adult as in you've got
Relatable to all ages, I guess.
yes.
Right?
Yes, thank you. Movies like Back to the Future, stuff like that. You can't have that in Disney. Disney is all about it's a small world after all, and Buzz Lightyear, and just mostly kids. Whereas
So in other words, there's no brothels.
Universal Studios, I've taken a tour a couple of times in Hollywood when I was living there. They take you through the movie studios on a tour, and you get to see, the lawn and the front facade of where they filmed Back to the Future, and then they take you through the other place, and you can see the house on the hill from the movie Psycho. Kids don't know about that, so it hits all ages at the same time. They take you through the thing, and Jaws pops out of the water and screams at you, the big scary shark thing.
Oh, Fred's still there?
What?
Fred.
Oh, yeah. I want to say he is. Because in the movie Jaws, in that actual movie, he was broken. They couldn't get him to work. He was supposed to leap out of the water, and they couldn't get him to leap out of the water, so they just got him to poke his head out of the surface of the water.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the mechanical shark in the movie Jaws.
Yeah, they couldn't get it to work, like, to jump out?
It was supposed to leap out of the water and scare everyone, but they couldn't get him to leap out of the water, so they got him, all right, he could poke his head out of the water and scare people. Good enough. Send it to production.
I mean, but that still kind of added to the tension, though. Like, it was still kind of scary at the time, I mean, it was. Jaws scared a lot of people. Like, that was a crazy movie back in the day.
And think about it. I want to say that was like in the late 70s, maybe early 80s. That movie.
Yeah, like, man, that was crazy. Like, it really caused a lot of, like, shark phobia. People like I know beaches, like, they lost money because tourists were too afraid to go in the beach because the fucking movie came out.
Especially in what was it, Cape Cod or Martha's Vineyard down in Massachusetts?
Yeah, something like that. But I think they did their job perfectly well. It would have been cool to see it leap out of the water, but I think the effects may have like been dated by today, so the minimalistic things that they did was probably effective enough.
Getting back to this Universal Studios doing the Nintendo thing, I'll be honest with you, as much as I really don't want to support them for my own personal reasons, I think I would go. I want to go. If I was close enough, I think I would.
Yeah, I think I would too, honestly. Just like to see what it's all about, and just to say that I went and be like, okay. Like, and maybe I'll find something that I enjoy. Who knows? Yeah, it could be fun.
I mean, a lot of Hollywood has disappointed me. Most of Hollywood, I'll even say. I haven't seen a good movie come from any movie studios for a good long time. I haven't seen a good movie. Granted, I really like The Bad Guys. That cartoon was great. But Universal Studios is like the least offensive to me. So I would go to see Nintendo World or whatever it's called. I would love to ride that Super Mario Kart. Even if you're stuck to a track and you have no control on how fast you can go, you can't swerve in between somebody and pass them and overtake them, I would still go. It looks fun. It sounds kind of fun. I would do it.
Yeah, I think I would too. If it was like faster than like a basic ride, like you actually felt like, man, like I'm going pretty quick here. Yeah, that would kind of give you that same experience, even if you are like on a track. I think that'd be kind of great.
See, this is the thing that I find fascinating by Disney tries too hard and Universal's like, well, let's just build this thing and let people have fun.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. And that's so right.
Anyway, okay, Inu, you want to grab a cane because we got something to wave in the air with. We're going to need it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is going to be a bad segue, but guess what's decided to rear its ugly head again in the news?
Artists stage mass protest against AI-generated artwork on ArtStation. Users of popular portfolio sites seek to I can't even say that word, and disrupt AI generated art.
Oh, it's actually getting worse because I don't think it's going to be in this article, but AI is getting to the point where it can actually start taking over people's jobs.
This is actually pretty crazy, guys. If you remember, about I think 6, maybe 8 months ago, we did an episode on this about AI, like the whole Dolly Mini thing, and how creepy and whatever it looked like. But it was like AI generated art. It learned very quickly, very fast. Like what it's doing now is essentially putting some artists out of business. So like this is what they're protesting about.
Um, on on Tuesday, members of the online community ArtStation began widely protesting AI generated artwork by Raiders badges in a way by
Sorry.
placing quote no AI art on images in their portfolios. By Wednesday, the protest images dominated ArtStation's trending page. The artists seek to criticize the presence of AI generated work on ArtStation and to potentially disrupt future AI models trained using artwork found on the site. Early rumblings of the protest began on December 5th when Bulgarian artist Alexander Nanchikov, I can't even say that, when he tweeted, quote, current AI art is created on the backs of hundreds of thousands of artists and photographers who made billions of images and spend time, love, and dedication to have their artwork so soullessly stolen and used by selfish people for profit without the slightest concept of ethics.
Wow, that's pretty spooky when you think about it, because the whole
Downs.
idea about AI art is that these programs are essentially learning from all these search engines, inputs from people, and then they're generating their own interpretation of what you ask them to make for you.
The downside is that because this material is freely accessible online,
Mhm.
yeah, it creates that sort of issue. What I would like to see are these art websites like for Affinity, unfortunately, DeviantArt, but DeviantArt basically dug their own grave with that. Any other like art community websites having some kind of either symbol or text to state that a legitimate bot to ignore that as a bit of work. Unfortunately, it's just comes straight in. So literature is going to be completely thrown into all of this. All the data is there. We've had, I think, like the last 10 years with the internet, there's been such an explosion of material that for these programs to go in and to learn how to imitate us, it's all there. It's just everything's there. It's like those alien movies where you have the intelligent ones that come down, breach their way into the internet, figure out what we are, how we operate, and then just come in and invade. I mean, that's just, yeah, I know it's a bit of a story trope, but it's what AI is doing. It's what
Yeah,
people
that's
can
really
do
spooky,
with
man.
AI. The
I think you're
downside
right.
is, and this is the scary part for the more modern stuff that's being developed, a university professor, I believe it was a university professor, but it may have been a college professor, was given work that was produced solely by AI, and it was in the bottom 20% for a class for the quality of work that was produced.
Huh.
Now, I want you to think about that for a minute. This is what, like 5 years AI has been really sort of hitting the mark. It's
Mhm.
now at that point. How long do you think it's going to be before a properly trained AI program, or whatever you want to call the single unit, is able to turn around and produce almost indistinguishable work, whether it's text, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, whether it's fantasy, whether it's art, whether it's a video, whether it's anything.
I'll tell you right now, I don't know if they have the same phone down there, but up here in the States, there is a phone. I'm not going to say the name of it. It starts with a G and ends with a go. And they released a phone not too long ago. And their big selling point is the eraser. You take a picture of somebody, and like if there's something in the background or if there's someone photobombing you, you touch the picture and it erases them and replaces it with what's behind them. So I don't care how many AI and white uppercase behind the circular strike through symbol you put. I don't care how many watermarks you use. They already have the imaging and the software available, and they're already selling it on a phone that starts with a P and ends with an XO.
Yes, I've seen that. That reminds me of Stalinistic times. Noble, to answer your question, I think it's about 3 years before it gets really scary and bad.
Some people are saying it's one.
I would say that's probably the case, but I'm being hopeful and I'm going to say 3.
So some of the things I've been finding out online is Microsoft is funding this program. So can you imagine how advanced Bing is going to be compared to Google if it's successful? If you could
Yeah.
simply type something in correctly, or at least in a way where the AI that you're interacting with knows what you want and just gives you all the answers. Whereas
Yeah.
Google turns around and provides you with options.
Well, what Inu was saying about deleting people, I mean, how can you imagine that's going to change people's opinions about things if you're literally deleting people from images? Like AI is already doing that now. That's kind of
Oh, it's
spooky,
been
maybe.
doing that for a long time. I mean, you could do it with Photoshop apps manually for a long time anyway. I mean, I've done it in Photoshop myself. You just literally remove a defect in the photo. That's it.
But
I
you
mean,
had
this
to
is
know
like
all these.
Photoshop CS2. I used to play with it.
But you had to know all these commands. You had to know what each little thing meant, what it does. Now
They just had to
it's
be creative.
foolproof. It's
No, it's
absolutely
idiot
foolproof.
proof.
It's just become so easy, and they're actually selling it on that little cell phone now. That's I mean, if you're trying, I hate to be the conspiracy theory here, but I'm going to be the conspiracy theory here. If you have video or a picture that's incriminating, oh, just remove what's the incrimination about.
Depends on how
Oh,
the material's being stored. Uh, if it's
Oh,
freely
that's
posted
actually
on the
creepy,
internet,
though. That's a good
if it,
thought.
am I wrong
your
though?
other
That phone scares me.
your other issue is that material could be faked, of
Well, yeah, that's
course.
what I'm saying. Like, if you're like you're in court or something, and you see someone commit a crime and you record it, and then some details are deleted, and you send that as evidence, like, how are they
Oh
gonna
no, no,
know?
not deleted. But if someone is able to, well, it's actually quite easy now. Take out that person's face and put your face on there.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, deep fake. Oh man, that's spooky
Yeah,
stuff.
At what point does it go too far?
it means that going forward, uh, video footage can be argued against.
Whoa. Then what?
So this is a problem. Now, if you're,
If you
can
can't
you
trust video
imagine
footage, then what the heck?
if someone really wants to troll the court system? Um, Once this stuff becomes more mainstream, it is going to be so easy to do that. The problem is people who are actually guilty of doing things can then use this as a, oh, well, that was a deep fake, or oh, that was AI. I didn't do that. Well, yes, they actually did. This is going to be the big shake-up for moving forward.
It and like I said, I hate to be the conspiracy, but I'm going to be the conspiracy. At some point, it might be the new lie detector and inadmissible in court.
They already are.
Like videos and stuff, video
Yeah.
evidence, surveillance, stuff like that will be inadmissible. I can't say that. inadmissible in court.
Oh, things are going to get. We've gone completely off the rails with this one. Welcome
Yeah.
to the world of tomorrow.
Right on.
So where were we at?
I like the comment that Boxcar Husky said. He's like, artists still have my business. AI is good for art, but it doesn't work well for technical designs. AI can make a beautiful painting of a steam locomotive, but for blueprints, that's another story.
I wonder when AI is going to finally read mechanical engineering for dummies. Actually, I really need to read that.
You're not a dummy. But yeah. Um, should I continue reading?
Oh, please do.
Nanichkov, whatever his name is, also posted a Stark logo featuring letters AI in white uppercase behind a circular strike through symbol. You know, that big red symbol with a line through it. Below a caption reads, quote, "No to AI generated images." This logo spoon spread on ArtStation and became the basis of many protest images currently on the site. On December 9th, criticism of AI art on ArtStation sped up when character Dan Elder tweeted, quote, "Seeing AR being featured on the main page of ArtStation saddens me. I love playing with MJ. I don't know what that is, but I love playing with MJ as much as anyone else. But putting something that was generated using a prompt alongside artwork that took hundreds of hours and years of experience to make is beyond disrespectful." Uh, 4 days later, a widely shared tweet from Zekuga Art promoted the protest further on Twitter, bringing larger awareness to the movement. As of press time on Wednesday, searching for, quote, "no AI art" on ArtStation returned 2,099 results, and "no AI art generated images" returned 2,111 results. Each result represents a separate artist account. Wow.
Whoa. Okay. So 4 days later, just typing in those two search terms, over 2,000 results. So this was spreading, obviously. A lot of people were upset about this. Or, I don't know about a lot, but like, I mean, at least 2,000 were. I mean, why would you retweet that?
By participating in the protest, some artists want to disrupt how stable diffusion training works, which led to several jokes on Twitter showing garbled AI generated images results that some people took seriously. In reality, whatever ArtStation artwork Stable Diffusion currently draws upon was trained into Stable Diffusion model long ago, and the protest will not have an immediate effect on images generated with AI models currently in use. Oof.
Yo, what if they do actually? Because what if these like 2,000 protesters actually started to mess up with the AI and send it all kinds of weird stuff to like change it and make it learn differently? Yo, that'd be kind of crazy, right?
It'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I wonder what would happen. Like, what if they actually tried to do that, right? Like, what if they just sent the AI a bunch of like SpongeBob memes, and the AI itself started to like act like SpongeBob? Like,
Avira,
they're like, well, that'd be bonkers, man.
that would be an AI acting on itself. What the article's specifically about is people who create a small sentence and then ask for an image. What you're talking about is something that acts on its own accord, which is, I don't want to have something like that just freely browsing the internet.
No. That's the same exact thing. Whenever someone types in a sentence and asks for an image, that's when it learns. It learns from inputs. So that's why if people were to input certain things, it would learn differently. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, go on.
I mean, I guess if there was like a thumbs up, thumbs down, and you searched, like, let's just use SpongeBob. Let's keep using him. You searched SpongeBob, and AI returned SpongeBob pictures, and then you thumbs downed it. That'd be like, oh, AI, I'm AI. I need to learn better because this was the wrong result. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's creepy. Like
Is
it
that
learns.
is that the same thing that you use when you're trying to sign into Fur Affinity and it asks you like there's 9 pictures, tap the one that says that shows a fire hydrant or
Oh my god, I hate those. No, those are so
So,
lame. There's
what
like
those
there's
be-
like a pixel in one corner of a picture and like you don't click it. I mean, come on, get real. Oh, I hate those.
See, those have been actually used to train computer models to identify actual objects, which are then being also added to these AI programs for at least image recognition
Dude, I fail
and
those all the
understanding.
time. It's impossible. Ugh. They'll show like a picture of a bridge, but it's across like 3 different pixels, but then there's like one part of it in like a corner of the next one. You're like, well, is that really part of a bridge? It's not really a bridge. I don't know what to do. It's obnoxious.
I sign into a website that uses that, and instead of having one picture across 9 tiles, it uses 9 pictures again across 9 tiles. And some of the questions that it asks me is bizarre. It goes and he's like the AI, the little program. It asks for only tap pictures that have a frog sitting on a branch, and it'll show me like 6 pictures of a frog sitting on a branch, and it'll show me 3 other pictures of frogs, and like one is sitting on a mushroom, one is in a plate, like in a dinner plate. It'll show me,
Okay.
so it recognizes that it's a frog, but it also recognizes that it's sitting on a branch.
Yeah, or like a different location or something.
Right.
But if you click on those 6 correct ones, then it works and you can just get in.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't encountered stuff like that. It's mostly like one image spread across multiple tiles, and I have to click on the correct ones that I guess parts of it are in, and it's just so annoying.
No, but like a different one I encountered was tap only on the pictures that have a fire truck in front of a fire station.
Mhm.
And you'll see a fire truck in front of a fire station. You'll see a fire truck in front of a police station. And then you'll see a red pickup truck in front of a fire station.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's scary,
What?
man.
That's weird.
And it knows. It knows.
Like it knows like it's trying to trick you. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I just for shits and giggles, I tried tapping the other ones, and they're like, "I'm sorry, that didn't work. Try again." It's been schooled. It knows.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before Skynet takes over.
It's too late.
That's
Skynet's
it.
gone from being complete dull brain to, oh shit, it recognizes what a dog in a hat is.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's it. Game over. We're doomed.
Ah,
All right. Well, it's about that time. I think we've pretty much covered everything crazy and going on this week.
It's a slow week, unfortunately.
Yeah, it really has been. It's approaching the holidays. People are preparing for that. I know next week we're gonna have a holiday special or something. Spoiler alert, probably. But yeah, get into all that. But yeah, anyone have any closing statements? Noble?
I really want to see how this goes with Pokemon over the next couple of years. I really do. Actually, I have to wonder whether or not the Pokemon company will take advantage of this new AI tech to, well, keep producing shows that are supposedly interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Ash throws a Pokeball. The next thing they do, they walk into a Pokemon Center.
Inu?
Well, for many, many years, I have not been interested in Pokemon, but this little trick may have sparked a little bit of an interest. So I might start following to see what happens to Ash, because you know what? I've watched the original Pokemon, at least season 1 I've watched, and it was not a bad show. As for the video games, well, I only played Pokemon Stadium because I didn't care for any other games that came with that used Nintendo that I bought. As far as Universal Studios, if I happen to find myself in Hollywood, which is very extremely unlikely, I may just try it. But
Good old college try, then.
Oh, right. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. And Noble, if you want to take our outro.
Our podcasts are available on Podbeam, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Player FM, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and whatever else decides to rear its ugly head out of the cesspool that is the internet.
All right. This is us signing off. Farewell. See you next week. Later.
Goodbye.
cheers.